Dry Bar is the largest hair blow-dry chain in the nation. Founder Allie Webb opened the first dry bar in California back in 2010 with the motto was this: no cuts, no color, just blowouts. Its locations give more than 1 million blowouts a year. The company has now expanded to 66 salons in 16 different states. There's also a salon in Vancouver now. Webb's new book is called The Dry Bar: Guide to Good Hair for All. She shares her tips for getting the perfect blowout at home. And we are pleased that Allie has decided to come back to the table and brought a book with you. Hello, Allie Webb.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, you say tips at home. I personally don't believe people, even if they read the book, can do this at home. Do you?
Well, I mean, it's never going to be as good as going to Dry Bar, but, you know, the thing about the book and the reason that I felt compelled to do a book was to kind of demystify, you know, all these burning hair questions that women have. I mean, it's not going to replace getting a full blowout by a professional in Dry Bar, but it'll give you tips and tricks. And every woman, as you guys know, we struggle with something with our hair. So there's kind of something in there for everybody that's like, oh, I never knew that you should section your hair. You know, there's a million little tips and tricks in there.
You say men don't get it, but all women get it. It doesn't matter how good you look. If you've got great shoes, great makeup, great dress, if your hair doesn't look good, it just ruins it.
Doesn't work.
When do people come for this?
Well, you know, like a lot of men, and my brother, my business partner, Michael included, you know, they thought it was for events and bar mitzvahs and weddings and things like that. But women actually come on like a Monday or Tuesday and just get their hair done and don't have to worry about it for a couple of days. And so they come all day, all night. We're open 7 days a week. We never close. And we are busy all the time.
7 days a week?
7 days a week, yeah.
It's interesting. Forbes estimates now that Dry Bar is on track to make $100 million in revenue this year. First, is that correct?
Yes.
Things are good. Things are looking good, yes.
But talk
Did
about
you come from a family that said, Allie, don't brag about money? You should say, yes, we're doing great.
Well, you know.
More importantly, it's significantly over what you did last year.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the business is really, really growing, and I think that we have, you know, we did tap into this area that really was very untapped, which is why we opened Dry Bar, because there was two bad choices in the marketplace, and of course now there's the book, and we have a full product line, and really there's just so much growth and opportunity. You know?
Allie, this is what somebody said about Dry Bar. I haven't been to a Dry Bar, but I know you do black women too.
Yes.
I think we should point that out.
All
somebody says right when you
sizes.
walk in, you're greeted by someone friendly at the front desk. They offer you tea or champagne. All the stylists are fun and quirky. It's a fun atmosphere rather than a snotty, stuffy atmosphere of some other salons.
That is music to my ears. And
that's what a customer said about your place.
It's amazing. It's amazing to hear that, because I've been in the industry for 20 years, and I've worked in stuffy salons, and I know what that feels like, and it's very competitive and cutthroat. And you know, at Dry Bar, that was
you
like
wanted
exactly.
An experience.
I wanted an experience. I wanted it to feel high end, but women to come in and feel like people were nice to them and treated them well. And my parents had their own business growing up, so my brother and I grew up in that atmosphere where it was like you just bend over backwards for the customer to make them feel great, and that's part of the experience.
But you actually went to beauty school yourself to learn how to do it.
I did. I went to beauty school in my early 20s.
Gail's not going to let us get any questions in.
No, I'm fascinated by this. I'm fascinated. Okay, go ahead, Nora.
Listen, I'll stay here all day. I'm good.
Jump in.
Well, I think that what you were ahead of, which is the mobile beauty business or the on-demand beauty business.
Well, that's how I started.
Right. So how do you see that as a growth industry when people are looking at this, investors and others, in terms of the change in which the way people are spending money on beauty and on-demand beauty?
Well, I think that, you know, there is that on demand, and that's how I started. I had a mobile blow dry business, and what I found though, and what we have found over the years, that, you know, we have offered, you know, mobile as well, but it's like women love to come in, get out of their house for an hour, come in, feel like they get an escape, and it's the experience. And they're watching a movie. So, you know, they have Wi-Fi, so if they need to work,
what
they
does
can
the
work.
experience cost them?
It's $45, and that is no matter long, straight, if we put curls or flat iron, which was also a big difference in the business, because most hair salons will upcharge you for curls, for flat iron. So it's like, even if your hair's down to your butt, it's still the same price.
I have one more thing to say. Because you don't have people look at a mirror, which I think is interesting.
Yes.
They're looking at TVs because you want the big reveal. I want to see what's happening while somebody's doing their hair, in case I have some suggestions.
Well, you can, and we can turn you around.
Yeah,
but the
you
idea
prefer not
was,
to,
well, that really came from my mobile business, because I was doing women's hair in their living room, so they didn't have a mirror. And so what would happen is that they would, after I was done, and I had it to the point where I wanted them to see it and not tell me what to do, they would run into the bathroom, and there was this big, like, they're like, oh my God, And then, so that's what we tried to recreate in Dry
People
Bar.
love it, Allie. People love it. Congrats to you.
Thank you so much.
Congrats. Your new book, The
I'm
Dry
done.
Bar.
I can do
What have
this
you
all
got
day.
to say, Nora?
Anything else, Gail?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
We have fun here, you can tell.
I like it.
Her new book, The Dry Bar Guide to Good Hair for All, is on sale tomorrow.